How do you plan your month to ensure that you get things checked off your list? Come along and I'll show you my process. Hello planner friends, my name is Sarah and I love sharing tips and tricks to help you stay optimized and organized and have fun at the same time. So today I am sharing my 5-step process on how to plan your month. This is great, one, to get things crossed off your list to make sure that you're getting those tasks done. 2, to just know what's going on. It's really important for me anyway to know what is happening in the month, whether I have doctor's appointments, travel. I need to see everything. I'm very visual, so this is part of the process. And 3, how to tie your goals into your monthly tasks, into your monthly routine. It won't help anybody if you just set goals and don't actually go through with them. So I actually tie in my goals to my monthly planning process. So I'm going to share how I do that across multiple planners, but remember that I'm just giving you the basis. You don't have to use multiple planners. You don't have to use a planner. You can use a calendar or a notebook, but it's really important to follow these steps for you to have a productive and happy and fun month. Also, I won't be going through my general plan with me process. There's plenty of videos for that. I'll share them down below. My process hasn't really changed, and I do share a lot of shorts and TikToks with that, so definitely check those out. And all of the products I use will be linked down below. If you do use my links, there are several products that I do get a kickback for, so thank you so much if you use my links. And without further ado, let's jump right in. Step number 1 is to set a focus for the month. And this step is very important. Before you start planning, before you start your to-do list or anything, set your focus, because you need to get clear on one thing that you will accomplish this month. And this is important because once you set a focus, a lot of other little things start trickling through. For example, my focus for the month of January is to do some financial repair on all of the spending throughout the holidays. We all know that Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, holidays like that, incur a lot of spending. So January is kind of a way to repair that. And by me focusing on repairing my financial situation, on paying off debt a little bit more, I'm probably going to be a little bit more frugal. I'm going to be cooking at home. I'm going to be very careful with my budget, trying to track it more carefully. So a lot of other little things will trickle through, and guess what? Cooking at home helps you with your health, helps you with your fitness. So other things fall into play, and for me, I like to have one different focus for every month to make sure that I'm not getting bored. And it also really helps reduce all the overwhelm, because if you're coming in there's 10 things I want to do this month. I want to lose weight, I want to work on my budget, I want to clean my house, blah blah blah. If you're focusing on all of those things, the chances of you actually doing them are pretty slim. So set one focus. I am going to go through and show you how I do it in my planners or planner, whatever you choose. And it's really a fun way for me to track it. And at the end of the year, I like seeing, what did I focus on? What did I do? And it helps me, see what I will focus on in the next year, each month in the next year. But yes, there's just so much that you can achieve if you just set one focus. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna set a to-do list. I'll share my to-do list process later on in the video, but it means that there's one big thing that you are going to try your hardest to accomplish.
So this is my 7x9 monthly, and I kind of already have the months laid out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these like icon stickers are super cute. This is more of a neutral page, so I'm going to use an icon to kind of write my focus for the month. And these are by Jude and Designs. I recently discovered this shop. So I'm taking like a thicker pen to write down the focus, and my focus is financial repair. So that is what I'm going to focus on this month. And then I have kind of the same thing that is in my A5 Daily Duo ring agenda. I'm gonna do the same thing here. My focus is financial repair, but I have other focus points, and this is just, you know, for me to have an idea of what the month is going to be like what am I gonna do for work, what event is coming up, you know, what financial aspect do I have to focus on. So this kind of helps me break it up a little bit more. So I kind of did it off screen with my Tel Energel Planet pen. Love this one. So my big focus is financial repair for my business. Gotta get ready for tax season, y'all. And an event is something like I'm looking forward to, not necessarily like something specific that's going to happen, but for example, it's New Year, new planners. I'm so excited for that. For my financial, I'm gonna set up a detailed budget for the year. And this is for travel. I didn't have a lot of these icons, so I kind of used them. But so I'm gonna be traveling to Alpine, Texas, and then for my fitness one, I have like an app called Noom. So I'm gonna restart it because I kind of paused it all of December. I wasn't gonna do any tracking. And then for something for like self-care, self-love, like I'm gonna start my journals because I've been wanting to do that for the longest time. So this is kind of like how my monthly focus prepping starts. I know there's like a lot of different moving parts, but where this kind of helps me see the focus, this like gets a little bit more into detail on things that, you know, we're going to be working on during the month.
Step number 2 is determining different dates of the month where things are going to be happening. Like for example, this can be your paydays, the days bills are due. It can be events, birthdays, anything that you have going on in your month. Go ahead and write it on your calendar if you have like, you know, like just a regular calendar where you kind of pre-plan. Yeah, that's a thing, pre-planning, or even just like listing out the dates on a piece of paper. This part is really important because it helps map out your month, what is going on, and it helps you add things. If there is something that you want to schedule, you may want to schedule it around the dates that are already fixed, things around. This also for me is kind of a really fun process because I determine like wacky holidays. I actually have a blog post on holidays that are coming up on January. I put those on my calendar sometimes. I also, you know, if there's a movie release that is happening, I mark it. Anything that is relevant, that is fun, that is important in your life, mark it down. It's really important that you know when things are happening, because I know people that, you know, they don't mark their bill dues, they don't pay them on time because they didn't mark them down. And I know people that just know when their bills are due, just out of the top of their head. So, you know, whichever person you are, definitely just write it down anyway. You know, it doesn't hurt to just have a general idea of the dates and things that are happening on certain days during the month.
So for me, determining my dates involves several tools. I have this like sticky notepad calendar by Erin Condren, and I use this kind of as my pre-planner. Like I'll just like quickly jot things down that I need to know, like my paydays, like where there's going to be like a holiday that I have off, travel. So as you can see, this is like bare bones, minimal, quickly write it down. And then I have this other calendar where I write like wacky holidays, and this is all that I use it for. So there are certain wacky holidays I really want to observe, so I put them here, but this is just the general one because I use this for my blog. By the way, I'll be like, if you subscribe to my newsletter, like I'll be sending you this calendar every month. I put it together. I decided to do this year, so I use this to pre-plan my wacky day calendar. And you may have seen me set up my planner. I definitely look at this every month to see if I have anything pre-planned, like if there's anything I'm missing, like birthdays or anything. Like I already have travel planned for February for my birthday, so I kind of like pre-plan here very, very far in advance. So I'll definitely take a look at that.
So work on my wall calendar pretty far in advance, and it kind of has the same things that I have on my pre-planner, like travel and paydays and things like that, but this is not portable. This is something that I just keep here on the wall, so I need my pre-planner to come along with me while I am planning. Step number 3 is to write your to-do list. Y'all, I know you have a to-do list. I know there are things that you really want to accomplish throughout the month. So now is your moment. I actually like to write my to-do list on the side of my monthly planner spread. I keep it there because it's easier for me to reference, and sometimes my to-do list gets pretty lengthy. Do I do everything that during that month? No, probably not. A lot of things and tasks will be carried on because I am such a procrastinator, but it is so important to have them in mind, like especially things like renewing your passport, which by the way I have to do. So I've been putting that off for like 3 months. So things like that you need to work on, like very boring, mundane admin tasks. Yeah, they're not fun. Nobody wants to do them, but just keeping them on your to-do list is important, even if you have to carry them over. But this will also help you map out your month, just knowing what needs to be done. A lot of times I will allocate time, like in my calendar, I'll say, okay, this day you need to do that. Works sometimes it doesn't, but it's still important to keep it in mind, because if you forget, that's it. You forgot an important task. So yeah, write your to-do list.
So this is where I keep my to-do list. And this one lives here in my E5 ring agenda. I have this super cute to-do sticker, and now I'm just gonna grab my clean color dot marker and just like make little checklist dots. This part is so satisfying. So I kind of did it off screen, but this is basically just like random little things that you need to remember to do throughout the month. You kind of write them here, and it helps keep you on top of your tasks. So you write them, you keep them next to your calendar, your monthly spread, and you can remember them all month.
Step number 4, now we're getting to the meat and bones of the monthly planning process, and that is to, get your monthly spread together. This can be on a calendar, but it's basically marking your calendar, putting everything on there. Now you know which dates, which holidays there are this month. Now you know what you want to focus on. Now put it all together, whether you like decorating your monthly spread or not. Just mark your calendar. This part for me is actually really fun because I go all out. I decorate my planner, I make it really pretty, I make sure that I have all of the birthdays, holidays, paydays, I have everything on there, bill dues, and I have different planners for different things.
So this is my monthly planner, my 7x9, and I really go all out in the decorating. It just makes it super cute. And I just use this planner as my catch-all. Like you have your holidays, travel, bill dues, paydays. So it kind of has everything, birthdays. Whereas my A5 planner, my daily duo, so I use it to track workouts, like which workout I'm supposed to be doing on each day, so it makes it easier for me to decide during the week. And then just like little deadlines that I set for myself to do things. I haven't set all of them, probably I won't, but it just gives me a base of what I need to focus on. And then, you know, we have holidays. I also write some birthdays, and then also travel, because although I don't want to like duplicate too much information, there are certain things that I need to think about, like when I actually do my workouts, like what I have to plan for, you know? So that's why I write like important things like holidays, travel, and birthdays, just so I know what my month is looking like. Then my work planner is probably the cleanest of them all. It's very, very minimal. It's color coded to like what is work, what is business. And in this planner, I'll just have like my work and bookkeeping business. Like I won't add any of my content planning in here. Actually, hold your eyes because here comes my content calendar. So this one is color coded to like everything that I need to think about, like, you know, YouTube videos, blog posts, and things. So here are sneak peeks of what's coming up, but I really felt like I needed to share it because this one is very, very comprehensive. And I do like add some things, like for example my travel, so I know that I need to plan ahead for those days. I kind of have like my YouTube calendar, which doesn't always make it on, like I probably switch things around a lot, so this is just like a rough draft. But yeah, I have everything here in my calendar view for my content planning.
So this is the meat and bones of your planning process, whether you decorate and have fun or not, or just like you take a more functional or practical approach. This is your moment. This is your moment to put everything on paper. Okay, so now you have set your focus for the month, you have your to-do list, and you already decorated your monthly spread. So now what comes next? Step number 5 is to set your monthly dashboards. And your monthly dashboards are really your personal choice as to how you set it up, how you set them up. I will go through my process. My process is like 4 pages long. You don't have to do that, but I enjoy that. My monthly planning is a very deep and personal process and something that I thoroughly enjoy. So it's more important than, you know, even my weekly planning. But what that does is helps you create a visual representation of what you want to achieve and what is happening that month, because your dashboards are not just like ways for you to write down your goals. They are ways for you to track what you're doing that month. Like I have a currently page. What are you currently working on, loving, watching, listening to? Write those things down, because when you come back to your planner, you look and see you've like have like a little memory planner in there, like seeing what you were doing. But my dashboards are also very highly functional because I loop in my goals into my dashboard. So I'll grab my goal planner and I'll see, you know, what do I have mapped out for the month. And the way I have my goal planner set up is I have 6 different goals, and in each goal I broke down, you know, what are things that I have to be focusing on throughout that month. So, you know, since they're on different pages, you don't know what's going on. So what I do is bring everything from those goals into my monthly action plan and, you know, carry them out. It's really important that you're focusing on your goals, because you can't just set them and forget about them. That's usually what happens, right? When we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Now for the lovely dashboard pages. So the dashboard pages in my monthly planner have a lot of different functions. Like here are my goals, which I'm gonna work on right now. I have like a to-do list, which kind of mirrors the one I have in my A5 planner. I have like important things that I need to look out for the month that are happening, my habit trackers, my weight trackers, and then a bucket list, to not be confused with the to-do list, because these are things that I genuinely want to do. So what I'm going to focus on right now is setting my goals, so I can kind of show you my process, my monthly goals. These are just like pages on my dashboard that I come back to. Like, of course, this is going to be filled out towards the end of the month. This currently page is going to be filled out kind of as the month goes by, so I won't pay attention to those now. The main thing, this is like kind of like my pre-month planning dashboard section. So I have my goal planner, and it is broken up into 6 goals. I'm not gonna work on goal 1. I'm mainly gonna focus on goal 1. I'm sorry, goal 2, 3, and 6 right now, because they're the ones that are more relevant. I kind of already went through them. So I set up my goals pretty early on, and I got really thorough with it and created a little bit of a map for what I want like every month to look like. Same here, I created a little map, and then for my financial goal page I did the same thing. So I'm gonna take my mapped out action plans from my goal journal to kind of write them down. So I'm breaking them up basically. So I don't want to have too many goals each month, but I do want to have things that I want to accomplish. So I'm going to take whatever is in this book mapped out, and of course things change. What I mapped out earlier on can change. We have to be flexible. So some of these things will change. So I took some of my goals and put them down here. Like, for example, while keeping my bookkeeping business, like there's a lot of things that I still need to focus on. So January is really like my skill up month. So in January, I broke down like which courses I needed to finish up. So that's kind of what I put down here. Same for Sara's planner, like something that I had like a like an action plan that I had for this particular month. And then this last goal is kind of for different categories for both my financial and fitness, because cooking at home means cooking healthier. So what I do is I take these goals and and kind of break them down into like different weeks, like what I'm going to focus on. And then of course my monthly focus is up here, financial repair, like what I need to do, like some action steps to do it. This all goes in my dashboard here, because you have your planner, and this is the Erin Condren Goal Planner, by the way. So you have everything mapped out, and then there are check-ins that you have with your goals. and which I do plan on doing. I think it'll be very important for me to come in and do a check-in, but ultimately this is the planner that I see the most that is on my desk, and this is what I want to have handy so I know what to do to achieve my goals. But yes, these are really great dashboard pages. If you haven't seen my monthly setup video on how I do this, I'll link it here because it's super fun. It's super fun and very important to set up your month so you consistently use your planners. So your dashboards are a very important and fun part of the month. So that was my 5-step planning process for the month. Let me know in the comments, do you follow a similar process? What is your planning process for the month? And what planner do you use to plan out your month? I'm really proud of my process. It's not fast. It does take me several hours to actually plan out my entire month. But one, it's my hobby, something I really thoroughly enjoy doing. And two, it really helps me stay productive. Ever since I started implementing this system a few years back, I would say 4 years back, I felt like I've been able to accomplish more. And I am constantly getting comments from my friends or people that I come across and say like, how do you do everything you do? Like, you do so many things throughout the day, and this is my secret of staying productive and still finding balance, because I do find time to, you know, travel, to just like disconnect at times. I'm still trying to be present and keep up with my content business, with my bookkeeping business, my job, of course. I'm always make sure that I get all of my tasks done at work and anything like that before I move on. So yeah, this is my favorite way to plan out my month, and those are my favorite planners. So let me know in the comments what you do. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you listening to me go on about planning, and definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more planning tips and tricks, and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. Happy planning, y'all!